5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're now tuned into the 411 podcast and reading Between the Wines, powered by the Black Diamond Consultations Network. More than a podcast, this is a sanctuary for self-discovery, healing, and personal growth. Here, we explore what it means to live debt-free, not just financially, but spiritually, mentally, physically, and emotionally. Every episode is part of a journey across our weekly mentorship series: Spiritual Sundays, Mental Mondays, Transformational Tuesdays, Wind Down Wednesdays, Coaching Sessions Thursdays, and Financial Fridays. Each day holds space for wisdom, clarity, and real conversation. So grab your journal, pour your glass, and prepare to go beyond the surface. Because here, we don't just talk, we transform. And now, here's your guide through it all: entrepreneur, mentor, and founder of Black Diamond Consultations, Laren Gaines.
What's going on? What's going on? Welcome on into another episode of Reading Between the Wines. I want to say thank you all so much for joining in, and good morning to all of you out there. I want to say good morning. Thank you all for checking us out first thing in the morning. I definitely appreciate that. Great way to get your day started by listening to us. So thank you so much for supporting. Shout out to Facebook, YouTube. We are back. So again, thank you. Before we go out, of course, I have to give a very special thank you to my executive producer. I wanted the opportunity to come out here and give you the Reading Between the Wines, the formal. Again, I most certainly this without. The best thing that you can do is please like, subscribe, tag a friend, use your virtual voice. Please go ahead and support and share this podcast out. And we're going to get into this tonight. Track 15, The Price of Avoiding Hard Conversations. So this is going to be a deep one. I already know it's going to be deep because this topic here just sits so near and dear to my heart because I have paid the price. I paid the price. I most certainly did. But people who were with me in relationships, they definitely paid the price of avoiding having conversations about money. You know, most marriages, most relationships, they end due to lack of communication, number one, but most importantly, about money and finances. So we're definitely going to have a deep conversation tonight. I am sampling a house wine, so I'm not going to do a formal wine tasting tonight, but I do have something special to bring you when it comes to wine wisdom, so I definitely have that as well. But let's do this. Let's get right on into the song of the day. Ordinary People by John Legend, released off of his debut album, Get Lifted, in 2004. So, ordinary people. The question that, the rhetorical question that I have to put out there for each and every one of you is, do you want to be just like ordinary people? When it comes to how you live your life, when it comes to your finances, when it comes to, you know, I can go even deeper when it comes to spirituality, when it comes to your physical fitness. Do you want to be and do you want to live just like ordinary people? So, me growing up as a kid, I already knew that I was different. I knew that I was different, and I it was just in me, it's built in me, and still to this day, strategically do things to make sure that I do not end up like ordinary people. For example, when I stepped out of my house, if somebody had the same sneakers on as me, the same exact color, the same exact pattern, I had a problem. That's just the way I was. I didn't want to be like anybody else. So I strategically set things up and did things and made moves and was very secretive about the things that I did because I did not want to end up being just like ordinary people. I did not want somebody to end up looking just like me or trying to look just like me, trying to wear the same cologne. I even get that pretty much deep. People, if you ask me today what I'm wearing, I'm probably not gonna tell you. So I don't want it. I don't want. I didn't want to be just like ordinary people. And there's nothing wrong with that because we got a bunch of people out there in the world. All you got to do is scroll on social media and you can see the same thing happening over and over again, just a different complexion, different size, different city, different state. That's just ordinary today. That's regular today. People say we be regular, but I didn't want to do that. So, of course, we speak about money here on the 4-1 podcast, Reading Between the Wines. So the question that I have to ask you is when it comes to your finances, when it comes to your spirituality, when it comes to your physical fitness, when it comes to your financial wellness, do you want to be just like ordinary people? And if you want to be like ordinary people, you don't have to do anything different. That's the kicker. You don't have to do anything different from what you did today, what you did yesterday. You don't have to do anything different. Just continue to do the same exact thing over and over and over again. And congratulations, you have entered into game of being just like ordinary people. Now, for those of you out there, a small percentage of you out there that don't want to be like ordinary people, you want to be extraordinary. Keyword ordinary, or would you like to be extraordinary? So if you don't want to be ordinary, then that means that you have to be extraordinary. So that requires you to do something extra than the average person. I will repeat that again. You will have to do something extra versus what the average person is going to do. First step, you're here, so you're doing something a little bit different. Don't stop here. Take a look in the mirror. Take a long, hard look in the mirror and ask yourself, that person that's staring back at me, is that an ordinary person or is that an extraordinary person? What am I going to do different today versus yesterday? Because I want to be extraordinary. I don't want to be ordinary. It requires you to level up from the spiritual aspect. It requires you to level up from the people that you have hanging around you. Remember, you are only an average of the 5 closest people that you keep around in your circle. Now think about those 5 people. Are they ordinary or are they extraordinary? Song of the day, Ordinary People, John Legend, released in 2004 off of his debut album, Get Lifted. Let's get right on into this episode because it is going to be deep. All right. Now, I did tell you that I have something for you when it comes to the wine. So, this is interesting since we're speaking about money. Since we're speaking about money and we started off right off the rip, I'm going to just keep it going. Tonight, we're going to speak about cult wines. Cult wines. Interesting. Taking it all the way to the north coast of California. Cult wines. Every year, the press reports another astronomical price paid for a bottle of Colt Napa Cabernet. In 2000, a Magnum of 1996 Screaming Eagle fetched for over $10,000 at a Napa charity auction. Most of the Colt wines are produced in minute quantities by wine consultants, and they are hired at enormous salaries. These rich oaky wines are awarded near perfect scores by American wine critics, making them highly desirable and scarcely obtainable. Most are of exceptional, most are of exceptionally high quality, even if they tend to come from the same mold, highly concentrated and steeped in new French oak. Most wow, and I ain't even sip anything yet. Much of the hype is due to the extravagance, the wealth of American wine collectors who assemble every year at Napa Valley Wine Auction to a bid to outbid each other each year. Well, that's interesting. One of my goals is to visit Napa Valley one day. Um, that will be amazing once that happens. But I will tell you all that for me personally, paying $10,000 for a bottle of wine is game over. Not doing it. And I was in a store, and one of my friends told me to try a bottle of wine, which is called Austin Hope. So for those of you out there who want to try this bottle of wine, Austin Hope, feel free to go right ahead. But I walked up to it, and it's Austin Hope. And I looked at the price tag and I said, Austin, nope, because it's a pretty expensive bottle of wine for me at this moment. For me, just not doing it. So, anyway, I just want to say cheers. Thank y'all for joining in for another episode of Reading Between the Wines. I am sampling something tonight. I got my little house wine here and I'm ready to go. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get right on into this. And please excuse any technical difficulties that we might be having. I don't know what's going on. You know, we are in a retrograde, so electronic devices and things seem to do whatever they want to do at this moment. But in any case, we are going to go ahead and bring in my special guest, author, poet, Birdman 313. What's going on? What's going on?
Hey, how's it going?
Going good, good. It's been an interesting week, I'll put it that way. We here midway through, but it's been interesting. I'm here, I'm up. How about you?
Oh, I'm doing great, man. I went to PT Monday, and I mean not Monday, yesterday, Tuesday, and I have to admit, man, I'm feeling better than what I felt in a long time.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's good. That's good.
Yeah. So and the weather is great here. I went to the park today, got
Mm-hmm.
my little walk in. 78 degrees. I'm
Oh,
enjoying it.
okay, okay. Now, now
Yeah.
we talking, we talking, we talking. Okay, so
Yeah, yeah. So and that was great out there. Diane and I went out there like we always do, and we've been going out there quite a bit because that's where I'm getting my walking in, and it's helping me get my balance back really great.
okay. That's good. That's
And
good.
yeah, so like I said, everything going. The editing part that she's doing is going smoothly, and invitations for all kind of podcast readings is coming in. So that's been great news. Um, other than that, man, I hear you talking about you wouldn't pay no 10,000 for no wine, man. Come on, bro, get off that money.
$10,000 to a bottle of wine. Nah,
Yeah.
you could drive that. You could
Uh,
drive.
okay.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I heard that.
Better start up and get you from point A to point B and all that good stuff. That's a car right there. I'm good.
Oh yeah.
So
You know.
yeah, we about to be up in the 70s this week.
Oh, that's good, man.
Mm-hmm. Yesterday was crazy, 30 some odd degrees. It was freezing, it was miserable and horrible. And I'm telling you, yesterday I was like, this is one of the main reasons why I'm out of here. Sitting there charging my car, just looking outside, seeing the elements, and I'm like, this is one of the main reasons why I'm out of here ASAP.
Yeah.
Just out. I don't get it. Anybody who wants to stay and retire in Jersey or the Northeast, period, game over.
Yeah. You know, I have friends up there that way. You know, and I never forget this guy here. He passed away a couple years ago, and he was like, oh, I see you left home. I said, yeah, I left. I left here. Been gone. Don't plan on coming back. I ain't never leaving here. I said, hey, bro, I ain't mad at you. It ain't
Game,
like I don't care if you stay or not. I know what I'm doing.
yeah, game over to anybody who wants to stay and retire in the Northeast.
Yeah. Well, and that's why you know, Florida, Texas, um, Arizona, California have so many people because, especially northern people from up north, because they're tired of that cold weather. They tired of getting out there, had to shovel the snow. And it gets old after a while.
Exactly. Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about because this winter has been a trip.
Yeah, like I tell people, I said, man, when I got like 12 years old, I was like, man, I'm out of here. And the people used to, they used to laugh. They said, where you going? I said, I'm going south, anywhere but up this way.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't going nowhere. You'll be here forever. I said, watch and see.
Right.
Watch and
Right.
see. And it's been what? I don't get me wrong. I went back, try to live there. I stayed the first time I went back. I think I was there 4, 5, 6 months. Couldn't take it. I came on back. Then I went back again, and I think I was there. I was there a couple years. That's because I was stranded. Stranded. I was stranded. I had to stay. And well, I ain't gonna lie, man. I used to pray every night, and I said, "Hey, if I can ever get out of here again, I'm not ever coming back this way to live." And you know what? For 20, 25, 26 years, I've kept that promise. And you know what? It'll be another 25 or 60 years, 25 years, and I'm still gonna keep that promise.
I know that's right. I know that's right. Yeah. Ah, dreams. Just keep on dreaming. That's what I tell myself.
Yeah.
All right. Now, this is one of my favorite parts of the show. We getting ready to get into our money hack segment. All right, what number we got tonight?
What is the number up to? 220 what?
Let's see here. We haven't been up there, so I can't. We ain't been up there in a minute. It goes up to. Let me see here. Oh, 167.
167 then.
Oh, okay. All right, 167.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I think we've been here before. In
Okay,
around, in around.
166 then.
No. That's good. It's
Oh,
just worded different. I think we've been here before with this
oh,
topic, so we're just gonna see how this
okay.
flows out.
All right.
Don't let your child borrow for college with a private loan. If your child asks for you to co-sign for a student loan, be very, very worried. The only loans that require a co-signer are private loans offered by banks. Private loans are too risky for the borrower. It can be risky for you. Signing on means that in the event that your child does not repay the loan, you will be liable for payments. And these loans are nearly impossible to get rid of in bankruptcy. Your child should choose a school that they can financially afford to attend. I strongly encourage your child to focus on using only federal Stafford loans. They are much better than private student loans. There are limits on how much you can borrow each year through the Stafford program, and their aim should be to attend a school where financial aid their aim should be to attend a school where financial aid plus the Stafford loan will cover their expenses. So let's just talk about co-signing in general. So what do you think about this?
That is so true. Hey man, that is so true. Because I don't know how my parents managed it, but they managed to flip the loan totally on me. And I had to end up paying it back. And when I tell you, it took me almost 20 years. It took me almost 20 years to pay it off. And I don't advise, if you're right. The loans, bank loans, oh, they those the worst kind. And that's where a lot of people get trapped in.
Wrapped up and trapped up.
Yeah. They get trapped up in that type of loan because they're like, oh man, it's my bank is doing this for me. Yeah, your bank is digging a hole for you. And you know, because when you take out a bunch of money, which I did because I didn't know no better, and my parents was like, "Oh, well, they were, just get in school. You can take out loans." That's how they told me because they didn't know no better. And
Exactly.
and afterwards, like I said, man, for years I was paying on it and I wasn't paying on it. And I was paying on it and I wasn't paying. That's why it took me so long to pay it off. And it might have been longer than 20 years. I just know it seemed like it was a bill I could never get rid of.
Mm. I think you said something that was very interesting. Your parents were smart because you said they flipped it on you.
Yeah, yeah.
They said absolutely not. I ain't paying for this.
The funny thing was, my dad said, "Well, I ain't going down there." So my mom said, "I am." And my dad said, long you don't put my name on there, I'm all right with it. It's like that. And hey, that's what happened to me.
So
But
many.
huh?
No, I was just say so many people they have over $100,000 in student loan debt. I can't tell you
Oh,
the amount of conversations that I have, and people have well over $100,000 in student loan debts.
yes.
That's a house. That's multiple. I mean, depending on where you buy the house, that could be more than one.
Yeah. And I'll tell anybody, man, if you can avoid them loans, hey, avoid them.
Mm, yeah, agree. Definitely do agree. Like I said, we've been here before. We talked about the student loan situation last week, I believe, or maybe the week prior to that.
Right,
Because if you don't, that's the one debt that's unforgivable. And if you
right.
don't pay it off, they're coming after your paycheck. They're going to dig into your bank account.
Yeah.
They're going to take your income tax money, and they will reduce your Social Security benefit. So they're going to get that money back one way or the other.
Yeah. Plus, you know what? As far as if you want to go out and get a new car, you can forget about that. Well, you can get it, but you're gonna pay a higher rate. If you want to go
Exactly.
buy a house, same thing. I mean, I know some jobs. There are some jobs if you owe, they will not hire you.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. Because listen, that I don't agree with. Because why am I here? I'm here to
Yeah,
get a job so I can pay it off.
yes. But you know what I'm gonna tell you what their philosophy is. Their thinking. If he's here, he's gonna steal.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But
That's that.
I had a cousin that worked at a bank in New Orleans before he passed away. And we was talking about that one day. And he said, you know, he said, cuz there's two jobs you cannot get when you owe money. And I said, yeah. I said, tell me two, and I can tell you 10. He started laughing. And he said, you cannot work at a jewelry store, and you cannot work at a bank.
I knew you were gonna say a bank. Yeah, I knew that.
And you can't work at
Mm,
or well, I guess you could toss a credit union in with the bank, but a credit union,
hmm.
bank, and jewelry store, you cannot work in at all.
Crazy. So you got to have a great credit score in order to work at a bank.
Yes,
Huh. Yeah.
yes,
First, I don't know what they ain't nothing in there anyway. What you gonna take? Yeah, all that money that you
that
think is in the bank ain't even in there. But that's a whole nother story.
yeah, but you'd be surprised though.
I mean, there's some money in there, but it ain't like what we think. So,
Yeah,
all right, let's get on into tonight's assignment. This is gonna be an interesting one. I have a feeling it is. We're gonna help out Miss Felicia,
hmm.
St. Louis, Missouri. Felicia says, my partner and I don't fight about money. We just don't talk about it. When we first moved in together, it felt easier to keep things separate. He paid certain bills, I paid others. If something comes up, we figure it out. The system worked when life, now it just feels unclear. I've got credit card debt he doesn't fully know, not because I'm hiding, I don't know how to bring it up without feeling embarrassed. I'm fine because I handle my responsibilities. I assume he's fine because he doesn't say otherwise. Meanwhile, we're building a life on partial wine nights are usually when I think about it the most. Sitting on the couch, both of us relaxed, and I wonder why it feels easier to talk about our dreams than our numbers. I don't want secrets between us, but I also don't want to introduce tension where there isn't any. How do you open a door to honest money conversations without making it feel like a confrontation? How do we help out Miss Felicia?
Man, you know what? I've been back and forth with this one because unless you're gonna get married, what's the issue? But if you're gonna get married, you need to come clean with about everything. I mean, I'm saying about I'm just saying on my end. That's how I
Uh,
feel. I ain't say that's that like I said, that was one of those I have been ever since I seen that, and I've been thinking about it. But then I remember a situation that I was in, and it fell back on me, and I was trying to figure out how did I get into this, and it will cause problems. I don't know what she's scared to tell him about. You talked about all your other bills. What are you afraid to tell him? Why are you afraid to tell him about the credit cards?
hmm.
Because he now when he finds out about the credit cards, don't you think he gonna be wondering what have you been doing behind my back to be in debt with these credit cards? You know, going to hotels, buying gifts for other people.
Wait a
And
minute.
she, no, yeah,
Wait a minute. We gotta back this thing up. You said you you said going to hotels.
yeah,
Now, why
yeah.
why why would that be a case? What would be going on? Why would somebody be doing that?
Oh man, okay. Okay. Yeah, I see you. Ooh, you got a lot of school. Nah, man. Going to hotels, meeting somebody at a hotel.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure that we were on the same page.
That's what I mean. Meeting other people at hotels for a couple hours. You know, um, buying lavish gifts for other people, and that's what will, because if he had credit cards and he didn't tell her, she'll be wanting to know, well, why is your credit card almost burnt out? And
Hmm.
that's the first thing, and that's the first thing gonna come to her mind. Are you meeting somebody at the hotel? Are you buying somebody, like negligees and wine and flowers and stuff like that? That's what I'm talking about. That's what start creeping in people's mind.
Like that song "Creep" from TLC.
Yes,
I,
yes. Because
this
why is her if she said that, okay, she said she take care of hers, he take care of his, but why is her credit card still?
this is where it could be a problem. I know you said if you're not married, then there shouldn't be an issue, but here could be the issue when you're not married because you're living together, right?
Yeah,
You both sign the lease, so both of your names are on the lease. See, if you're gonna play this game, don't have your name on the lease
exactly.
because if they decide to do the 180 on you, if they don't want you anymore, things go sour, you can walk away in peace and get out. See, when you sign your name to a contract and you're on a lease and you're playing this game,
Yeah,
this could be a problem. See, for me personally, again, I'm not here to give any financial advice. This is just my personal opinion. If I'm going to sign my name to a lease, we're going to have some understanding as far as who's spending what and what's happening what. Because let's say that I'm paying all of the bills on my end appropriately, but you out there blacking out, doing some reckless, disrespectful stuff. Now, when push come to shove, I'm responsible for everything because my name's on that lease. Now, if you do some disrespectful backward stuff and you can't come up with the money, I can't say, oh, well, I pay my end, so I'm good. They're going to be knocking on that door and they're going to be wanting the whole thing. So I'm gonna have to come out of my pocket to make sure that we good so that my credit score and everything else don't get affected. So that's
yeah,
why I feel that even if you're not married, you sign a lease with somebody, that's no good. No, you're gonna have to have some sort of understanding. You're gonna have to have some sort of joint bank account situation so you can monitor and make sure we're on the same page. And when you see that whatever you said wasn't gonna be deposited by the 15th of each month ain't there, then you know what I'm saying? We could, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, mm-mm.
Well, that's why I'm saying, what is the first thing they gonna think of? They gonna think of that's why I'm saying that's where the hotel and lavish gifts comes in.
Yeah, this is craziness. This is craziness.
Yeah.
People out there who sign these lease agreements. This is why people end up in court.
It's funny you said that, and I'm gonna bring in a little piece of my life. I was trying to get an apartment one time, and during the time, that's when I first moved down here, and I can't think of the guy's name now, but he had mostly all the good apartments. He owned them, after, well, for a little bit, then his wife took it in divorce. But anyway, I went and filled out the application. I never had an apartment down here. The one I had up in Michigan, I left on good terms. I went there and they called me and said, "You got turned down." And I'm like, "Why?" Then they said, "You have some credit card bills." I said, "I don't have no credit card bills." And then they, "This is your name, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." "Okay, then you need to check." A couple hours later, I get another call. It was from Sears. They said, "Hey, where are you at?" And I'm like, it kind of, when that threw me then. I said, "What you mean? What you mean where I'm at?" Who is this? And they told me. And then they said, "Oh, okay." They said some charges is coming in from Michigan, but we noticed you've been charged. Somebody been charging your credit card here in Texas, Houston. I said, "Yeah, that's because I moved here." "So you're not in Michigan?" I'm like, "No." They said, "Sir, you need to come into our office." And I'm like, "What?" So I went, it was Sears back then. I went into the office. I'm sitting in the office. "Hey, man," they said, "Look at this. It's a charge coming in now." Says somebody is using your credit card. And I'm like, I reached in my pocket, I pulled out my, wallet. I said, "I got my credit card right here." They said, "How many credit cards was you issued?" I said, "Two." They said, "You only got one with you?" And I had gave one to my ex-wife. And
Mm.
she was supposed to be using it because we had a child together when we was in high school, and she was supposed to be using that for him. Well, come to find out, this guy she was messing around with, he had got my hold of my credit cards and he charged them up. He charged up my Sears, my J.C. Penney's, my Exxon.
That's crazy.
I had to make phone calls and get them all stopped. When I said something to her, she denied it. She denied it to the end, man. And I'm like, I can't even get this apartment. I can't. I said, "I'm getting calls." I said, "Okay." I said, "Listen to what Sears is saying." And she denied it and she denied it and she denied it. And then she said, "Well, I'm gonna have my brother." I said, "I don't want to talk to nobody in your family." And
Mm.
and then that, no, that's not. I was giving them money for the car note. I get up one morning to go to work and I'm like, "Hey man, the car gone."
I knew you were gonna say that.
And so when my sister came, my little sister, she came home, and I said, "Hey, when you left for school, did you see the car?" She said, "Bro," she said, "I thought maybe that you had stayed out all night long and
Mm.
it got repossessed." And I'm like, "I've been giving you the money." So I got on phone. I called, I said, "Call the place, see what's up." We call, man, she had me calling the police. Do you know I could have got in trouble for making a false police report?
Mm.
That's why I'm
Crazy.
that's why I'm saying why she can't tell him about these credit cards.
Listen.
And then when I talked to the people about the car, they said, "Oh, hey, you like told me how many months behind." I'm like, and then I looked at her and I'm like, "I've been giving you money for this. What you been doing with it?" "Oh, I've been sending it in." I mean, hey, dude, like I said, my credit was ruined.
Listen. This what I gotta say. That's it. What you basically told us was confirmation on top of Felicia's stuff that she has going on. Felicia gets a game over for straight up game over for secrecies and all of that nonsense. People, think twice before you start to cohabitate with people and sign leases and get into situations, because Felicia is keep secrets, but she also doesn't want to introduce tension where there isn't any. So not taking responsibility for her actions and her role, she's okay just keeping it this way. And way is obviously not fixing it. What's done in darkness will come to light eventually, and we don't want to be around to see this. So think twice before you sign leases and get wrapped up and trapped up into these situations with folks. That's all I have to say. And
Yeah, okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no. I was saying, yeah, that's all I gotta say about him.
That's why I said, if you paying on your bills regular, you pay on it, they'll start going down. But if you pay on it and then use it, it's never going down.
Exactly. That's the trap that people do. They pay and then they use. And they pay and they swipe and they pay and they swipe, and you just basically on a hamster wheel.
Exactly. And dude, man, my dad, I looked at him, he said, I ain't got nothing to say. He said he man, he said some things. My mom, she just looked at me. They both, both of them is shaking their head. I said, hell, I'm gonna get a headache looking at both of y'all shaking your heads. But like I said, she's keeping a secret when she says she don't want to keep a secret. But how can you tell? Or we don't talk about money. Okay, cool. Okay, but you got a bill, and the thing about it too is how they sneak this one in on you. Believe it or not, they say, "Well, hey man, them clothes you wearing, I bought that on my credit card, so you can't you can't help me pay for it."
Yeah.
Oh, I paid this for you. You can't help me. Oh, if I hadn't did this for you, I wouldn't have this much on the credit card. Man,
Corny.
I
Corny.
done been played like that. I done been
I
played like that. And
who do
I
you
said, man, you know what? I don't no, not again. That's why it was
exactly.
so hard for me to trust anybody when I first met. That's anybody. It was hard for me to trust them. Now there's certain people I trust thoroughly. I put my, I'm trusted. I mean, with them. And
Listen,
then there's a lot of
Fox.
people, they tell me stuff. Like I said, I've been getting all these invitations to all this stuff. A lot of them, I just delete it, man. I don't even want to hear
Exactly. Foxy Brown got a joint called J.O.B.
it.
and basically she sampled Gwen Guthrie's um I think nothing going on but the rent. And Foxy says, sure you can charge it, but the bill is due. So yeah, I don't agree with that either, because there's a problem when people rack up on your credit card and the bill is due and they don't pay. So don't get caught up in that either. But I do like the mindset that she was in. Sure, you could charge it, but the bill is due. Anybody in their right mind would say, okay, yeah, I'm gonna pay you back. But you can't count on that. So don't even bank on
And,
that.
and you know what the bad part about it was? My ex, even to if I was to ask her about it today, she'll say, "Nah, she never did it." She was in such a denial. I just said, I'm tired of this. I walked out. My dad said, "Where you going?" Man, I'm going to find me a place to stay. But you got a family. They need to go find them a place to stay.
Oh, I can't. I can't. You like
And my dad said, "Oh no." I said, "Look, I didn't bring them down here." And then I come to realize that's why I was up in Allentown playing ball, and next thing I know, she done called a bus and she hit it this way, and I'm like, I'm wondering why. Now I knew why.
You know what? I'm I'm not with you tonight. All right, so we up against the clock. We up against the clock. Please let the folks know what's going
Yeah.
on.
So keeping secrets is not good. Just tell them, okay, all you got to do is say, look, I have some credit cards and this is what's going on. And he might say, okay, let me help you out. That's all,
Right,
because then
right,
now she's being honest and he can trust her.
right. But this is people. You never know what people gonna do. So
Yeah.
stay guarded, people. You listen. Don't put all your trust in man, because man will let you down one way or the other. Might be today, might be tomorrow, might be next week, might be next month. Who knows? But at the end of the day,
Yeah.
man is always going to disappoint you.
Yeah.
So,
And I knew I
all
said this is gonna mess with Aaron when I tell him about this, man. But yeah, I mean keeping secrets.
no
No,
good. And any type of partnership, relationship, anything, no good with keeping secrets. Just absolutely not. Be honest, be very transparent, and keep it real. And only person that you lying to is lying to yourself, and what's done in darkness will truly come to light one day.
exactly.
So we are up against the clock. So go ahead and let people know what we got going on so we can head on up out of here and pay our
Yeah,
bills.
this is a quiet week this week. Always the first week of every month is quiet for me. I mean, I had a reading last Saturday, but I mean Sunday, which is the first because it was the first of the month. But normally this is a quiet week. So, but my books are on Amazon still. Amazon.com/author/Birdman313. My videos is on YouTube.com/author poet Birdman31355. That's all one word. I have videos on Spotify on the Coffee, Wine, and Words platform. I'm on Instagram. I have been posting poems on Instagram, and I've been posting videos. So you can go there, and it's Birdman31355 on Instagram. That's where you can find me. And I'm hoping to pick up a few more other social media platforms. I haven't did it yet, but I got in mind of a couple of new ones that I'm gonna pick up. I've been checking out this one called Stack.
Okay.
I'm on there, but I'm thinking about Substack. That's what it is, Substack. I'm thinking about starting to put videos on there, and people be able to go there. I'm trying to find places where people can go to see my videos. Instead of just one place, they can go, or like even with Twitch. I've had an account with Twitch for like 5 years, 5 6 years, and I still haven't posted anything on there. I need to start doing that.
Hmm. Yeah, we can have a whole conversation about Twitch on the next show.
Okay. I got on there for a comedian friend of mine, and he used to come on. He used to come on there, and that's why I joined it then. And I'd never really done anything. It's just that whenever he's on there, I'll go to Twitch and watch him perform.
Right, right. Sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we are up against the clock, so I appreciate you for joining us as well. This was definitely a great show. I knew it was going to be. So, can't wait to listen to the replay, see how everything lined up. I know we had some technical difficulties, so just see how everything lines up. And
Yeah, he was going in and out on when it first
yeah,
started, but
yeah,
then it seemed like it smoothed out, smoothed out
yeah,
afterward.
yeah. All right, so I will catch you on a rebound. I will see you on Sunday if you join in the financial wellness strategy group.
Oh, okay, okay.
And
Well, I'm on that. I'll be on that.
yeah, so we'll see you on Sunday. And
Okay.
on that note, take care. Have a good night. I
Yeah.
appreciate you.
That's on Instagram, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I got you. Okay.
All right. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Have a good evening.
You too. Take care
Yeah.
now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. That was author, poet Birdman 313. And for any information, you can head on over to larrygaines.com, sign up for that free 15-minute consultation, and check us out. Let me know what you think. Drop it in the comments. You can text me at 609 200 1098. That's the official hotline. And on that note, I will see you when I see you. Take care, y'all. Have a good night.